Let's join our host for today's Mad Marketing Show, Alex Belding.
Hey. Thank you for joining us here on the Mad Marketing Show. I am your host, Alex Belding. Be sure to find us on Facebook by heading over to the IB Network. You can also visit our website, which is ibnetwork.us or madcrane.com. You can also find our show on TuneIn Radio and SoundCloud or wherever else you get your podcasts. We are there. Search for The Mad Marketing Show and be sure to subscribe. The Mad Marketing Show is sponsored in part by Webrick Goes Mad. If you're frustrated with your website and want to improve, give Webrick Goes Mad a call. They will take care of you. You can visit their website at webrick.services. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in today. We have the wonderful Chris Gosnell in studio, and we are really excited to have her because today we are talking about imagery and video in your marketing efforts and how important imagery and video are and how it doesn't have to be hard to access them. And so, Chris, if you have a minute, would you just give us a brief intro on who you are and how long you've been at this?
Oh, good grief. Well, hello, everybody. I have been at this, 12 years I've been in business, working on 13 now.
Awesome.
I started off in weddings and portraits. Seems like everybody does, right? And then I realized sitting in my BNI one morning that, I'm serving the wrong client. Business people are my client. So I changed completely the direction of my business and my client. Same service, basically.
Right, taking pictures
and video, but I added video to it, which was a really nice piece to be able to add. So yes, right now, business headshots, corporate headshots, and video. I have a studio downtown, Cottonwood Center for the Arts.
Oh,
That's
rad.
an awesome place to be.
I've been in there. Yeah.
Yep. And have a... Sorry, don't you hate it when you lose your train of thought?
Well, our producer was talking in your ear, So you're down at the Cottonwood for the Arts Center.
Yes. And video as well in there. So that's really nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, and for folks that are tuning in and seeing us live here on Facebook right now, I have been to your studio. In fact, all of the video on my page was done by you.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a great testament to your product. And I loved your style of video. I mean, just super approachable and a great format for people that need some quick and good video. Can you kind of maybe speak to how you came up with that? I mean, where did that come from?
Well, same idea. Like I said, I was thinking of what do businesses need? Yes, they need headshots. Yes, they need product photography from time to time, depending on what they do. Mm-hmm. But they need video for relationship marketing. That's really the big one, is to be able to put their face out there and use social media, use their website, use the internet to be able to reach people, talk to them, and let people get to know them and what they do and who they are and what makes them stand out and makes them different from the competition.
Well, and the way you do the video is really interesting because you have a wonderful little studio. And you use 2 cameras, which I thought was really clever as a way to speed up the process, especially when it comes to the cutting room. I mean, that's probably where a lot of people forget that video is editing.
And it makes it so much easier. Well, it makes it easier for the person being filmed, having two different camera angles. Because if you stop and you need a...
right.
You can do that.
Right.
It's okay. I'll help you pick up right where you left off. Get your thoughts, pick up, keep going. Editing doesn't even look like it. Doesn't even look like you ever missed a beat. You just keep right on going.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how long have you been, so you said you made a pivot and you went from weddings. When did that happen?
Oh, good grief. More about 3-4 years ago. I started to make it. About 3 years ago was when I really made the huge change. Okay. And then I moved into the studio down in Cottonwood.
Oh, nice.
And never looked back.
So what was that like? Because, I mean, I talk to people all the time about realizing there's a need for a change. How did you did you wrestle with it for a while, deciding to...
I did, because it's hard at first to think, I can't give up this revenue stream. Mm-hmm. And then I was realizing I was running out of time and day, and it was taking too much energy for anything that wasn't business related.
I see.
So I started to go, well, that's just not working for me. I just need to really just give it up and let other people be blessed with it. I wasn't making a great living doing it all just by itself, because, that's weekend work.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, make a change. Just make a clean change altogether. Let it go. Focus on businesses.
Nice.
Serve my local businesses.
And it's been a successful pivot for you.
It's
been a really good change to your business.
It has. And I love it. I love the work that I'm doing. Love the people I'm working with. And it feeds me. I get to help them grow their businesses, get the word out about who they are and what they do and what makes them different.
Yeah.
It's very, very pleasing.
Oh, that's fun. That's really fun.
Yeah.
So as you work with these small business owners, especially in the video side of things, what are some of the things that you find that are some misconceptions they have about photography and videography for websites and social media?
That it has to be perfect.
That
is the biggest one I run across, because... Oh, God bless my ladies. I love my ladies. I do. But they come in and they're like, I need to lose 10 pounds before I do this. Or can you make me look 20 years younger? Can you make me look... And the best one I get is, can you make me look like Jennifer Aniston? And I always say, well, if you bring Jennifer Aniston in,
how about
sure.
she shows up,
But really, the perfection. It has to be perfect. I have to look perfect. I have to fill in the blank. I have to sound perfect. I have to have all the right words. Mm-hmm. Fill in the blank of whatever it is. And I'm looking at them thinking, who is this they that we have to be professional for?
Right.
And what does it really matter what they think?
Right.
What's really the issue? You don't want to look like a putz. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want to look like a complete goof. Understood. But beyond that, you really just need to be relatable. Mm-hmm. And if you can let go of some of that stuff and just be comfortable, it's okay.
Well, and that's what video is about. It's another way to authenticate who you are.
Yeah.
And so if you can be authentic in the video, yahoo, right? I mean, that's a win-win.
Well, and if anybody can watch me, that's exactly why I wear my hair pink.
Right, yeah.
It's funny because I'm not the average, typical, tall, thin blonde. Yes, I'm blonde. I really am under all that. But I don't fit the mold. And I want to kind of point that out and say, okay, you know what? Be bold with whoever you are, whatever you look like, whatever it is, just be you. And I want to give people permission to do that, just to be bold.
Well, and your system really does, because I mean, here I am interviewing you, but I've already been through your entire system, and it was super easy. It was very approachable.
Thank you. Good.
You kept me comfortable.
Good.
Because you get worried. Oh my goodness, I'm about to immortalize the next 8 minutes on film.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that process can be a little scary. I do see people come in the first time, like this morning. I've videoed someone's very first intro video.
Oh, fun.
And they're sitting there on the stool, and I'm setting up the lights and the cameras, and I have this look like...
Can we stop? Can I come back next week?
And, I just have her talk. Just talk. We already went through a questionnaire, and that's something else that I tend to do is send a questionnaire. Mm-hmm. Whether we sit in person like we did, you and I, because we were filming 8 videos.
Right.
What did you want to talk about? Mm-hmm. What's your outline? What's your plan? I don't want my clients to sit in there and go, well, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to wing it.
Yeah.
That can be painful.
That's not a strategy to have.
No. So I like them to have a plan. Okay, what are we going to do with these 8 videos? Because you're spending money.
Right.
Don't just wing it. Make it count. Mm-hmm. So we did that. But Shayla's was a little different. And hers was the very first time she's in studio. So I sent her one specific questionnaire. Basic questions. Who's your ideal client? What's their pain point? How did you fix it?
Right.
The idea, things like that. But I want to hear it in those words when they're not nervous being in front of the camera.
Right.
And it's nice. And then I just read it back to them. Oh, great. Okay, so we're going to start here, and then we're going to go to this point, and then go to that point. Okay, and then we've got it. Sure enough, set up the cameras, test the microphones. hear everything, start recording, and I can talk to her. All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself. And she does. Wonderful. Then it's, all right, now our next point is this. And it just goes point after point after point. And when I edit it, it's going to be a seamless, easy piece.
It's going to be a nice video for her to showcase on her social media.
Yeah.
And to really authenticate who she are. I feel like people are always so afraid of video because it has to be perfect. They don't realize that the more authentic the video is, the better that video is. It doesn't need to be, you don't need the $10,000 budget to get started with an art director.
No.
Yeah,
no, you
do not need any of that.
No, not at all.
And, and if you graduate from maybe doing it yourself on a phone, you want some better lighting, you want, an actual editor, your service is just... It's incredibly approachable, and it's and the value that you give those business owners is that they can share an authentic version of themselves.
And that's the point, is to have that. Approachable, easy, something not the process is easy, the price point is easy, the way that everything works is easy. That's the way I made it to be.
Yeah. Oh, and then they come back, right? And they need to do it again, and they've got more topics to discuss and to share and to put on the internet, right? And that's what video is really all about.
And most people end up leaving, like Shayla did this morning. She ends up leaving, and she's making some funnies and having fun and doing cute little...
Nice. Yeah, totally relaxed. So a different person.
In not even 10 minutes, she's doing that from nervous to there.
Oh,
I love it.
That speaks a lot. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to keep talking, but we're up against a break, so we're going to take a quick little break. We'll
Sounds
be right back.
Okay.
Brina, how is a car like a computer?
I don't know. How?
If you don't do routine maintenance, they get gooped up and fail early. By performing routine maintenance, your system performance will be improved, keep it secure, and find issues while they were small.
Well, Elk Creek Computers will perform routine maintenance on your computers for $99 per system. Call us at 719-576-4122 to schedule an appointment today.
Programming produced by and for the Internet Broadcasting Network can be found on TuneIn. Be sure to take us with you by using the TuneIn app on all your mobile devices. This is the IB Network.
Hey, we are back. You are listening to the Mad Marketing Show, and I am your host, Alex Belding, and we have Chris Gosnell in the studio today, and we are talking about photography and videography and how that relates to your marketing efforts, especially your digital marketing efforts. You can't really put a video on a billboard yet.
Not yet.
Maybe not. Maybe in Vegas on the Strip or something like that. But Chris has got a wonderful business in town. You can actually visit her website, which is Chris Gosnell, GOSNELL.com.
Yep.
And she offers an incredible price point. You do like 6 to 8 videos. You can either pay monthly or...
I start off small, so you can come in and get a 60-second intro video in my studio for $125.
Hot dang. Yeah.
I know. That's just pretty darned amazing.
Right.
And then, yes, I can do location, of course. Why not? Mm-hmm. But I have a great studio. Right. So for us that don't have a brick and mortar, that's a really nice thing. Mm-hmm. And then we can do packages of videos if you want to start revamping your website or... contenting your website. 8 videos. I have a package. You can make 8 one-minute videos for $850.
Oh, wow.
Make it nice and easy.
Really easy. What do you find is like what... we talked about misconceptions that folks have, but there are people listening to the show right now that maybe you're going, well, why? Why do I need a video? What is video? I know it makes me authentic, but but why?
Okay, let's talk about, you go to a website, you want a service. And maybe you're doing your research as due diligence. Everyone does that now. You get on the internet, you find whatever's going on, you ask your questions, you look around, who provides the service? And what is it? You start looking at websites. You start asking the questions. What kind of, what pricing? What's involved? What details? All those things. And you look at websites. Now, let's just step back and say, all right, say that you do have a service that you need, and you know somebody who does that. And you think, oh, that's easy. So-and-so does this. My friend does this. I'm going to go to them and get that done. Maybe you don't know somebody, and you ask for a referral for somebody. Do you know whoever does X?
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have somebody for you.
I have the best landscaper.
I have the best landscaper ever. I could use a good landscaper, by the way, but that's beside the point. I know the best landscaper ever, and here's this person, and blah, 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 okay? And you tell them about it. Well, I'm going to believe you, because I asked you, because I trust you. Video goes along that same way. So without somebody actually knowing who you are quite yet, they go on your website, they're doing their research, they get to meet you. They get to hear you, talk to you, so to speak, virtually, kind of.
It's a one-way conversation.
It is, but it's that way. And it's just like a celebrity factor. You know, they get to hear you, they get to learn about you, they feel like they know you. They start to, if they're really jiving with you, they start to trust you. And now, subconsciously, you are the expert. You've answered the questions. You've told them what's happening, hopefully, in a good video, couple of videos. Now, when they look around, they might still look around because they should be smart and they should be doing their research.
They're probably going to shop.
But they know. They have knowledge, and you gave it to them. So that is a huge advantage when it comes to reaching the people who are searching you, finding you on Google, but you don't get to talk to them because they didn't call you.
Right.
You get to talk to them still.
Yeah, but your website is still a platform for your video. And
it's
that
awesome.
is a great way to authenticate yourself and really present a fun picture of who you are. And as you say, they get to hear your voice. They get to see your face. Now they can, when they walk into your location, they'll, there's Tom. I got to talk to Tom.
And maybe they find you on social media. Like, you know, person shared your stuff. And oh, man, they get educated on a weekly basis. Hopefully you're not just sale, because that's, no one wants to hear that. That's only going to happen short time, and then you're gone, baby. Sorry.
Yeah.
But if you're educating them, and again, they're getting to know you, and they're seeing your face, and they're learning about you, and then you're pretty trusted after that.
Well, and with social media, you can boost it. You can send it out to people that have no idea who you are. You can pay to amplify your voice, as it were.
Yes.
And introduce clients that may never have found you otherwise.
And that is such a valuable thing for your business. Because how many times have you found a service on social media? I have.
Oh, absolutely. And to be frank, it's probably video that first caught my eye to it, you know, especially when I'm just snacking through the feed.
Oh, yeah.
11:30 at night, you know.
I don't know about 11:30 at night,
sleep.
man. I am totally dead asleep by like 9 o'clock.
I wish I had your abilities. Anyway.
5:30 though, wide awake.
There you go.
Hi,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah. Well, so what does it look like to get started with you then? Is it something where do I really need to have a plan? Do I really need to have everything storyboarded and written out? Or it sounds like I can really work with you to get that done.
And I'm going to help you do that. First, I'd love to have a good conversation. What are you there for? What do you need? And maybe I'll add my 2 cents in. And I've seen a couple things. I know a couple people.
Right. Been doing this a while.
I've been doing this a little while. I have some great people. Do you have a good website? I know a guy. Do you have social media? Do you use social media? You know, all those things. Who do you want to talk to? All these questions we really need to know.
Do videos need to be introductory in nature? I mean, what kinds of videos can you help somebody approach, right? Can you do something that's a little bit more detailed, or is it best, do you think, for just a first timer, as something where you can work with somebody for 8, 20, 40 times?
I can. I can work with a very well-established business who knows their client and knows what they want to say. That conversation goes much easier because they know. Right. They've usually been through some sort of branding process, and discovery process to find out and put the words to who is their ideal client, what are their problems, what are their pain points, and how do they fix it. They already know these questions, the answers to those questions. However, working with someone new to the business, to their business, or to marketing, that is fun. That's a whole nother client, but that's a lot of fun.
Right.
Because you get to help them really discover that and put words to those answers or questions. So I like doing both, to be honest. But I like the smaller businesses to be very quickly because of passion. They have a passion for what they're doing. They didn't get into business to get rich quick. They did it because they love what they do. For some reason, they decided to do this crazy thing called entrepreneurship. And I love working with those people.
Oh, fun. I always joke that my entrepreneurship is still in the spasm phase, but...
Did you read that book?
The E-Myth.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly...
You're still in the spasm phase?
Yeah, exactly. I'm still figuring it out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Awesome book, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a great book. Absolutely. I recommend it to everybody. In fact, here you are. If you haven't read it yet, The E-Myth is an excellent book to help get yourself figured out. But you're absolutely right. Like working with people to develop their messaging, to develop who their client is, and then sharing that on video is a powerful, powerful tool.
And I want to say I'm not by any means a branding expert. And I would highly recommend if someone really wants to dive into it, to do so. Find a good branding coach. And there's plenty around town that are just awesome. Find one that really jives with you. But I really help them on the surface. How's that? I dive into branding on the surface, as far as just asking a very basic question.
Well, and I feel like if somebody is ready to film some video, they've probably thought about it enough to maybe be dangerous.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But what are some styles of video that work really well and have had some success with your clients?
I always say people should start with the basic three.
Okay.
An introductory video, who you are, what do you do, good drive-by of your services.
Okay.
So I'm a photographer, videographer for businesses. I do client headshots, so whether they're corporate or business, and I also do video for your website and social media. Boom, drive-by.
I see. Okay.
Here's what it is. And you might want to elaborate a little bit, but keep it short and sweet. To the point. Let your personality show. I don't want to be like, hi, I'm Chris Gosnell.
Yeah, exactly. Is the camera going to eat me?
Exactly.
Is this over yet?
It's like the eye of Sauron staring at you.
Yeah. Oh, nice reference. Nice.
I know, it's kind of old. I'm showing my years, aren't I?
Oh, no.
Whatever.
It's timeless.
Oh, okay, we'll go with that. Thank you. Appreciate that. And then maybe two or three different videos to talk about your main products and services. So I mentioned headshots, but I can do a separate video to talk about the corporate headshots. Like, large corporations, they can bring in their new recruits. Every new employee can come right into the studio, 10 minutes, boom, they have awesome headshots. So much better than this shove them up against a wall and take an iPhone. Oh, for the love. That hurts my soul to see those things.
Yes, well, especially if the lighting is bad. We could have a whole show on lighting.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The dog knows.
Yeah, Tim, our producer, is talking about getting too close with headshots, right? And
Yes. And the dog nose or the forehead. That's my favorite. Is they'll lean forward, and then they get the forehead. That's just like, oh,
hello. Yeah.
How's your forehead? How you doing? So I can do a short video on that. Okay. And talk about different types of headshots. Or you can bring, if you're a small business, come in just singly, get a headshot. It's very affordable, very quick. That's the point of my business.
Right. Well, and it allows you to populate a website pretty quickly, too.
Yes.
So if you wanted to spruce up content on your website, you don't need to spend months or weeks. You can spend an afternoon with you.
Actually, I can get a lot done very quickly. Like we did 8 videos, and that took less than an hour to shoot. Just because I help the client write down what they're going for. We plan. Right. And I help walk you through that. I don't leave you to go, all right, fill out this questionnaire, I'll see you later, bye.
Right. Well, and I remember I had stewed and thought about it, and so I had done some scripting, and even then, deer in the headlights,
right out there.
Yeah, exactly. I had all this written down and figured out, and now I have no idea what I'm supposed to say.
So I start off and say, okay, write some bullet points. If you're maybe I'm going to do one on my website videos. Okay, great. What do I want to say? And I'm not going to script necessarily, but I'm going to write some bullet points.
Right.
Because I know what I'm talking about. You know what you're talking about. You know your subject. All you didn't need something just to remind you. Just to jog your memory of, oh yeah, I want to capture. Oh yeah. That's all you really need.
Yeah. Well, and then again, you can really speak what you speak all the time. It becomes a permanent asset on the website. And it's a conversational piece to show who you are. I think it's and your service is just so approachable. It's so, there's no excuse to not have video, especially in this day and age. But I think you offer something in the Colorado Springs area that is super unique and super beneficial to a lot of businesses.
Thank you. I love it. And that's why I do it, is for these people, to help them get the word out about their business and what makes them different than the competition.
Yeah. It helps differentiate themselves. And we're about to have a quick break, but right before we go away, just for the folks that are listening, stay tuned, because we're going to talk about something that Chris has got coming up, where she's going to start a boot camp to kind of teach video a little bit, so that the DIY crowd out there isn't entirely lost. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
It gives clarity to problem solving. It increases production and focus on the job. It alleviates sleepless and restless nights and fends off stress and tension headaches. No, it's not the latest energy drink or health supplement. It's Legal Shield. Get peace of mind every day, every night, now and forever. Legal Shield. Get it.
To find out more about Legal Shield and how it can protect your family and your business, call Andrea at area code 719-243-3174. That's area code 719-243-3174. Legal Shield.
Click the Tune In Follow tab and have instant access to your favorite IB programming. IB is your Internet Broadcasting Network.
You are listening to the Mad Marketing Show. I am your host, Alex Belding, and we have the fabulous Chris Gosnell in the studio with us today, talking about her business, Chris Gosnell Photography and Videography. And we've really been talking about video.
Yes.
And you had mentioned earlier in a break that you've got something really fun on the horizon, because you do video for businesses all over town. But there is a group of folks that wants to do it themselves. Maybe takes pride in their ability to do it themselves. And you're going to offer a boot camp, it sounds like.
Yes, I'm writing a program right now the nice part of a program is I can deliver it in a bazillion different ways. My first delivery is going to be video, like a membership online. You can get a new video every week that teaches about how to make video. And whether you're working with me in studio or you're doing it yourself, which I'm in Colorado Springs. And if you're outside of Colorado Springs, it's kind of like, well, all right, then. I can travel to Denver.
Right, exactly.
But I can help so many more people. It's all the questions that I've heard over the years now from my clients. And they're all the same questions over and over and over again. And the things that I know that they should know, things that I know that can help them. Yeah, I'm really kind of going for our Gen Xers and above.
Okay.
It's my generation and above, the ones that are they haven't adopted do-it-yourself video that quickly yet. They're still, I have to have somebody else do it because fill in the blank. I'm afraid. I don't know what to say.
Right.
I don't know how to present this thing well. I don't want to be a laughing stock.
Right.
It's not going to be that bad. Yeah. There's really not that many mean girls out there. And if they are, you don't need to pay attention to them.
Right, yeah.
That's just all there is to it.
Never read the comment section, right? That's like the first rule of the internet.
Oh, yeah. Now, see, I guess...
No, I'm only teasing.
I was going to say, I've had some people sometimes are like, well, how can you do that? How can you just be so free? And I'm like, well, God bless you.
Yeah. I mean, well, and if it gets personal, but... probably pretty rare that that's going to happen.
It's true.
Yeah.
What did I read? I'm going to misquote it, but it's something Brene Brown was talking about. And granted, there's the arena. Unless you're the one getting muddy in the arena with them, I don't want to hear what you have to say kind of idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then there's the one when somebody else is doing something brave and you see them, you're like, oh my gosh, that is just awesome. They are so brave. I so wish I could do that. But when you do it, everybody's going to look at me like I'm so silly and, I just can't do this.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah. Well, I like how you help get over the anxiety of video, because I would never have, me personally, would never have thought about that being a big objection, a big problem.
Yeah, you came in and you were just like all about it.
Well, I grew up on stage, and I was,
that
look
helps.
at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
I grew up an only child. I have halves and steps, but by myself. So yeah, it was all about me.
Right. So for me, it was like, make sure this is planned, make sure that I have a good message delivered. But I think it's really interesting that there is a large group of business owners that would be afraid of getting in front of the camera and getting over that fear. And then your system of helping them do that, I think, is a wonderful asset that you have. Your personality allows for that.
Yeah.
And
good, I'm glad.
Yeah, so I think that'll really come to shine well in your program. Is this something that I could sign up for on chrisgosnell.com or
not yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
Ooh, so it's an early scoop. I love it.
It's an early scoop. Yes,
fun,
that's right.
Fun. Okay.
Give me a couple of months, but not very long. It's been brewing for a while.
Nice.
And it's up here, and now it's getting to down here.
Oh, it's coming out on the keyboard.
Coming out on the keyboard, and we're having fun doing it. I love it. But my main objective in life is to really help people.
Okay.
To be there with them, to serve them. That's my love language, doing things for people.
Oh, cool.
So business, it just follows right along. Helping people say, okay, get out there, get this stuff done. Talk to people the way that they want to be talked to. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to see a website with a whole bunch of words.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, words are important for computers, but not for people as much.
Right. Well, we are visual creatures, and there are some people that will always prefer to read.
True.
But by and large, video is better. I mean, it just is.
And it's less and less. I grew up a voracious reader. Now I'm into audiobooks. Mm-hmm. Now, inevitably, what the problem is, if I sit still too long, I fall asleep. So I'm always doing and going, and I'm listening to audiobooks and having fun. But yeah, the relationship aspect, that's the real big one. And video is the biggest component and the easiest way to get that done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you foresee this kind of eclipsing your video business, or really just augmenting your video business as you kind of
That's a very good question.
DIY market?
That's a good question. I think I see it now just augmenting, being able to help. That's the big idea.
Cool.
Whether someone works with me or it's someone else in Michigan or around the other side of the world who wants to do better video and thinks, well, this pink-haired girl in Colorado, she's kind of fun. Let's just check it out.
Yeah, she knows what she's talking about. Yeah.
And I'm going to bring on some experts as well, because I am not the expert. I'm kind of dangerous with the information. I know enough to know that I don't know everything, but enough to be able to say, okay, yeah, you need a website, and your website needs to have SEO, for instance, and you need to have all your right keywords and all your keyword phrases. Now, can I help you come up with those? Probably not as better, not any no. But I know that other people can.
Right.
And that's when I can go, okay, you really need some SEO help. Go here. Talk to this person.
Right. But then when it comes to video?
When it comes to video, I'm your girl. I can help you out.
I always joke, I try to stay in my lane.
Yes, totally. But it's nice to be able to kind of put on your blinker and go, hey, come talk to Alex about this. He can really help you out.
Absolutely.
Or go talk to the social media person. Once you've made your video, what are you going to do with them? You don't have time to do all this. You need a social media person. Right. And that's what I'm really great with. So collaboration, again, relationship. It just comes back to relationship. People, what's that lovely statement? all things being equal, people will do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Oh, for sure.
That's all there is to it.
Right.
And I'm just helping speed that along.
So I like that your journey, you started with wedding photography, a very, stalwart and classic piece of Americana right there, like that
Very
is
true.
a lot of people doing that still, and a great need because people are getting married all the time.
Yep.
But and you really expanded into business, and then you went into video, and now another pivot is coming along where you are going to be building out a curriculum. It sounds
That's right.
like it's really fun to have people on the show and really learn that whole arc of the journey of business, and testing things and what's working, what's not working, and it's kind of a nice little analogy for video, right? I mean, there needs to be an arc, there needs to be an overarching story, and you can test and fiddle and tweak and get things perfect. And I think your curriculum is going to be a really cool thing. I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it either.
Right.
The pieces as they're coming out, I'm just so surprised. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really good. Even yesterday, I was filming with somebody, a mentor, actually. I was filming with her. And we were talking about this, and a piece of that information came out. She asked me straight up, do I need to change clothes for all these different pieces that I'm doing? And I was like, no, it's old school to think that way. You don't need to change clothes. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I mean...
Are you calling me old?
I was like, is anyone really going to care that you wore a different shirt every different session?
Are they going to notice? Yeah.
Are they going to notice?
Right.
What they're noticing is you talking to them. If they actually look at your shirt and go, oh, that's the same shirt for 5 videos in a row, I say they can just look at it. Whatever. So, but we were talking about so many different things. She kept going, that needs to be in your program. Oh, that needs to be in your program.
That's awesome.
So I love when these pieces come out. Just the information.
In the organic way that they happen, right? Just through experience. Like a lot of times you can't make stuff up. You have to live it to learn it.
It's so true. And I pick up my phone and I write it into the curriculum somewhere.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's an awesome idea. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. A living notebook, right? Yeah.
Totally.
Keeping things updated and new.
Yeah, absolutely. Evernote has been a great help with that.
Oh, fun.
To be able it's everywhere. It's on my computer, it's on my phone, it's on my little laptop.
It syncs up no matter where you put the note. It exists everywhere else.
Isn't it just great?
Oh, it's magic. It's magic. Too fun. Well, I wanted to ask if like, let's say I am a DIYer, how long should I make my videos? What's the rule of thumb there?
Well, not a hard and fast rule, but I'll tell you my rules and why.
Okay.
I say a minute.
Okay.
Because if you do any networking, you have maybe 60 seconds. On the big end, you have 60 seconds to talk. You have to get your, hi, I am, this is what I do, here's who I am, here's what I do, and your basic ask or information or education out in 60 seconds. And be memorable. I love that because it makes you get to the point. You don't flounder, hopefully. You don't fill it with a whole lot of extraneous crap. You just get to the point. That's what I love. People who get on video and they are floundering and they don't know what they're talking about, oh, forget it. So I say a minute. Now, if you go over a minute, think about it. Are you going 5 minutes, 3 minutes? What are you talking about? Why do you need to take that much time? Now, there's education that requires that. Yes, I understand. Great. Makes perfect sense. Are you, and maybe that's 15 minutes if you're doing an educational piece. Depends on what you're doing. But if it's just short education, like, hey, this is my business, this is what I do, here's a piece of it, I say a minute. Now, another reason I say a minute is because Instagram will let you post a minute.
Oh, for sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, all right, that works. It makes you really choose your words properly, cull your message, and get it down.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's what I say, and that's why.
Okay, I like that answer. Instagram is a star-studded reason right there.
Right.
There's a whole platform of people that prefer imagery to anything else.
Oh, it's so much more fun. It's more engaging. I love spending time. I spend a lot of time on Instagram. Yeah, I really do. But I love video, and I love to be able to watch video on there and see what's happening. You feel like you're spending a little bit of time with that person.
Well, and video is such a unique way to present information because, and I'm gonna misquote this too, but It was, one of the NPR shows I was listening to recently was talking about how easy it is for conspiracy theories to explode on YouTube because it's video. If you read a conspiracy theory, you're like, this is a load of crock. If you watch a well put together video on how we faked the lunar landing, you're like, dude, we've never been to the moon.
That is so true.
Like the way video presents information to us cerebrally is way easier for us to trust than the written word.
How interesting.
Right. It's in this case it was about how conspiracy theories are all over YouTube, but the good side of video is that when you are being authentic, honest, and accurate with your information, you are portraying it in a way that is very trustworthy, like we were talking about earlier.
Know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's something that people can approach and understand and get behind. And that's really fun.
Absolutely.
That's really fun.
And I love it. I love this medium. It is so transparent. And that's just me anyway. I'm like, I cannot hide in a crowd. So that's just... I like other people to be that way too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're coming up on a quick break here, but thank you so much for being in the show.
I'm loving this.
We're really enjoying having you in the studio. So you're listening to the Mad Marketing Show, and we've got Chris Gosnell in the studio, and you can visit her website at chrisgosnell.com.
Yes.
And stay tuned because we'll be right back with a little bit more Chris.
Okay.
This week, my name is Harley Mitchell. Next week, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll use your name. You see, I'm a cyber criminal, and I steal information that defines who you are. Things like your driver's license number, your birth date, your home address, your office address, your social security number, your medical information, insurance cards, business licenses, and if I can get it, your birth certificate. If I can get one, I can get the rest. It's not personal. It's just business. Once I have your information, I bundle it with others and I sell it. Not just once, but over and over and over and over and over.
Due to recent massive data breaches, your personal information is now available for cyber criminals like Harley to buy and sell to their underworld counterparts for profit. Bad people with bad intentions hiding behind your identity. Don't be fooled and lock down your financial life. Use the professionals that Fortune 500 companies use, ID Shield and Legal Shield. It costs less and reaches further. Don't lock down your life. Call Andrea Wacker and get the right protection for the right problem. Andrea Wacker is your Lady of Justice. Call now at 719-243-3174. That's 719-243-3174.
Programming produced by and for the Internet Broadcasting Network can be found on TuneIn. Be sure to take us with you by using the TuneIn app on all your mobile devices. This is the IB Network.
Hey, you are listening to the Mad Marketing Show. I am your host, Alex Belding, and we have Chris Gosnell in the studio with us.
Hello again.
Yeah, we're having a blast talking about imagery and video content for websites and social media marketing.
Yeah.
And we've been talking a little bit about maybe how to do it yourself. We've been talking about why a video and how long a video should be. Mm-hmm. What are some examples of what people should be doing with their video, like, or what types of videos should they be creating?
I definitely say a business should come out with videos that are educational. Relational, yes. Let yourself be out there, but educate them. Educate your clients or your potential clients. Remember, people are looking for your services, and they're going to find you on your website. Hopefully you've got a good website, you've got good SEO and good keywords, and they're finding you. Then it becomes, what is their problem that they're searching for an answer? Yeah, didn't say that, but yes. What are they looking for? What they want?
Answering questions that people are asking, right? Yeah.
Thank you. This is why I'm behind the camera. And you are a solution to that. Okay. Well, answer the questions. What kind of questions do they have? I am a huge one to say, just answer the questions. At the beginning of the segment, we were talking about how much things cost for video. I'm very open about that. I don't like it when someone doesn't put their pricing, at least some sort of a ballpark, on their website. If it's something that should be out there, then I'm like, do I even want to know? Am I going to get nickel and dime to death? What's going on?
Right.
Answer some of the questions. So first, maybe some of the videos you put out, you're telling about your products and services in a way that you're presenting some problems that people don't know they have. Like, well, do you actually have content of video on your website, or do you just have your mug? That's the only image on your website, and then you have stock photography.
Yeah.
Okay, that could be a problem because no one's learning about you on your website. They're learning about your product if they want to read it, but they're not learning about you.
And features and benefits are so 1992,
Features and benefits. Yes, thank you very much.
No, people want story. They want personality. They
do.
Want to engage with someone of like mind, or they want to believe in the product that they're buying, and a great way to showcase that. And they have honest and accurate. They have questions about features and benefits.
They do.
And they need that information
to make a proper decision.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they are not your client. They need to know that. Maybe they are your client, and they need to know that.
Oh, yeah.
And they can find themselves in your stories. Maybe you're talking about past clients, like talking about websites and SEO and stuff. I'm going to start putting more pieces on my blog about the work I'm doing with certain clients. I love to capture. I'll just take my cell phone and put it up and capture a little video of, hey, so-and-so was in the studio today capturing video, and this is what we were doing. And then write it all out in a blog, and then maybe put some of their finished pieces on there so people can see what's going on.
Right.
Being able to show stories so that other people can see that and see themselves in it. And when they find that, hey, you're talking to me. Oh, okay. Now they're really interested.
Right.
You get what's going on. Or I didn't know I had that problem. What do you have to say about it? What's the solution?
Right. Is there more video? Yeah.
Exactly. And then they're clicking around. And if you don't have anything else to go with that, they're like,
Yeah. Hopefully your phone number is easy to find on the website, right? Yeah.
Amen. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're a contact form because if you're Alex, you're at 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
And if you're me, I'm dead asleep. So
right. Yeah, no one's going to answer that phone call. Oh, that's too funny. So I like your piece because I tell folks this all the time, especially with content, is make sure it answers questions.
Yes.
So do you recommend that they, everybody in business, whether you're in landscaping or plumbing or auto sales, people ask the same questions.
Yes, they do.
Over and over again. And those are great places. I usually say to blog, but in this case, to vlog, right? You could create video that answers those top 5 questions.
Exactly. And yes, how much does it cost is number one always. And there's no reason to ignore that. If you need a qualifier, you need to tell them there's a qualifier.
Right.
Okay, it depends on what you're doing. Like I'll talk to them and say, well, it depends on how much video that you want to capture. Are you trying to? And I'll start talking about ranges because then they're going, well, gosh, I don't know. What kind of video is there to capture?
Right.
But that opens the conversation to me. How much does it cost? I love that question because it opens a conversation.
Right.
I'm very happy with that. So yes, you need to answer the questions. And not only how much does it cost, but a very, very wise writer that I've worked with and continue to work with, she has a whole thing of blogs called Should Asked Questions. What questions should people be asking that they're not?
Yeah.
And that's really wise stuff. It's like, okay, what kind of questions do they ask? Frequently asked questions, great. But what questions should they be asking instead? ask those questions and then answer them. And hopefully you can do it in a way with a story so that they understand what you're talking about. They see themselves in it and they're understanding. And it's like, wow, I love that. I would have never thought to ask that question. Gosh, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Right. Not only are you answering questions, but you're providing insight.
Yes.
Okay. So you like so question-based videos, introduction-based videos. Are there any other styles that are beneficial that you see people using well?
I definitely say education. People need to know about your products and services. You know your product. Mm-hmm. You need to educate them. Product, maybe there's 4 people that they're looking at that provide the same product. But how do they do it? How is each person does it differently? Their price point might be different. The service might be different. The follow-up might be different. Tell them all about it. There's questions they don't know to ask. There's procedures they don't know to follow or to ask about. Or what does the end thing look like, you know?
So not only can you use not only video to answer questions, but to open up the discussion on the topic, right?
Absolutely. And show your expertise. That's really a nice part there, is to start to show your expertise. And make it fun. For the love, please make it fun. Don't make it dry. You don't have to be like, today, class, we're going to talk about. Yeah. Well,
and you want to, as you would talk, right? I mean,
absolutely.
And be who you are. Now, if you're a CPA talking about, audits, maybe that is a little stuffy. But at the end of the day, that's okay because the people that need your information need it.
Or maybe the people who need you are afraid of people like that because they don't want to feel inferior or silly and stupid, but they want to know that you're going to care about them and you're going to take good care of them. Right. You know your stuff. There was, an attorney I was talking to not long ago. She's a family attorney and very sweet woman, kind woman. You can see it on her face, but she's like, but when I'm in court, I am all over it. There is nothing. I mean, she was like a bulldog in court. I love that. Now, if you need an attorney and you need something gone after, you want them to be kind to you.
Right.
And a bulldog in court. Right. Absolutely. Bring it on.
Yeah, you want that dichotomy to be in your favor. Right. But that's a good way to represent who you are while you educate people. So
yes.
And that's what makes video so appealing to people, is because you can get multiple things done at the same time.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And the more you educate and the more information that's out there, the more you're seen as the expert and the go-to person. So they may not need your services right away, but when they do, they're educated. Mm-hmm. They know what they need. They know what it's going to cost. They know what it looks like. And the sale is really easy after that. Very true. If people know people. Sorry.
Yeah, our producer Tim just popped in and,
I keep forgetting that you're not actually, the voice isn't outside. It's just in my head.
Oh, yeah. Right, the other voice in your head. Nice.
Love it. So, yes, people know people, and it's like, hey, have you tried this? And they already know about your product. So much easier to refer other people when you can tell them all about it.
Well, and it's so much easier to share an experience that you've had if you're sharing a video,
Yes.
I worked with Chris. If you need video services, here's Chris's video. Ta-da.
And maybe there's 2 other video people. Well, you know what? This person really specializes in green screen. Mm-hmm. I do not.
Yeah.
I do not. I see a nice little green screen back here. I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
Pikes Peak is actually behind us right now.
Oh, lovely. Pikes Peak.
Right.
Yes. I see it. There's Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
Lovely. But yes, being able to show the differences in what people do and
right.
the services they offer and how they offer it differently.
Well, and there's a lot of honesty in business when you can, in video, say, you're not my client if you want green screen.
Exactly.
I don't do that.
I work with people.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Different.
Well, but it also, it showcases that you're not afraid. Like, people that are like, I love it in the space where, like, what do you do? I do everything.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you do?
Chiropractors.
You just told me that you do nothing, Like, that's what I always think when I hear that phrase. Oh, I do everything well. Oh, no. I don't do that well. Like, nobody does everything well.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
It's a jack of all trades, master of none.
Right.
Yeah.
Or in this case, I'm desperate for dollars and I'll work with anybody.
Yes. Now, granted, okay, everybody starting in business knows that point of view.
Well, and you need to represent yourself. But I feel like with the integrity to say what you aren't good at,
right,
is a selling feature that people can adhere to, right?
Yes.
I mean, they can see that you're at least being honest about not only your business, but about your personal self and your character.
Yes.
And again, people know people. And if your character comes through, and video is a great way to present that.
Ooh, product demonstrations. That's a thought.
Yeah.
I actually haven't had a whole lot of call for that. I'm going to have to think about that.
Oh, fun. Yeah, where people are demonstrating a widget or a service.
Yeah. It's very true. People do like to know what they're buying. Mm-hmm. I guess the most people I deal with are more brick and mortar or creative services, intangibles.
Right.
Yeah, that type of idea. But yes, absolutely. Video is wonderful for that.
But at the end of the day, you do have a studio. I mean, that gives you a whole lot of ability to do some fun stuff because the lighting is easier, the shooting is easier.
And I photographed so many people and videoed them, like in Cottonwood Center for the Arts, where I have my studio. There's potters and jewelry makers and textile artists and mixed medium artists. And oh my goodness, I'm one of there's more of us now, more of the non-traditional creatives that don't do a physical thing necessarily. And it's a lot of fun to sit with a potter and just see him throw a bowl and make something right in front of you. It's so cool to be able to do that.
That would be, yeah.
It is fun. But then me, I'm interviewing the whole time I'm talking to him. How'd you get into this? Get somebody on a story. It's so much fun.
Well, and that's what videos are great. They showcase stories very, very well.
Right.
And they allow us to tell our stories very, very, very well.
Absolutely.
And as we were saying earlier, I mean, features and benefits in today's marketing are, they're important, but they are not what you need to lead with. And so many people lead with features and benefits, and they forget about their story. They forget about who they are and displaying the authentic self that they have.
And the problem with that is they become a commodity.
Right.
And if you're the exact same as everybody else, then it's, somebody else is cheaper.
Yeah. If it's features and benefit, and then you get the erroneous claim of apples to apples. That's my favorite. When a customer says, "I looked at it apples to apples," and I'm like, "Well, Gala apples to Honeycrisp, what are you rotten to pleasant? On the tree versus in a bucket. Like, where were these apples?" And,
exactly.
Oh
yes.
my goodness.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to use that.
Right.
Right.
But if there's story,
yes.
Now you are really helping to facilitate why they want to choose your apple.
Absolutely. Because in the end of the day, you are the product. You are the company. You are the business. And if your personality doesn't shine and it's not in the business, well, it's going to be in the business, period. It's just going to be. But if you're not letting people know that and see that and make a choice based on that and the way that you choose to do your business,
right,
it's just a disservice to people and to yourself.
Absolutely.
Because you're not letting your light shine. Yeah.
Well, very fun. Well, it's been a blast having you in the studio.
This has been fun.
Yeah. So you are at the Cottonwood Center for the Arts, which is downtown Colorado Springs.
Yep, on Colorado and Corona. Nice. You can be visited via the web at www.chris, and that's CHRIS, Gosnell, GOSNELL.com. Yes.
And then I assume on Facebook as well, Chris Gosnell.
Chris Gosnell Photographer.
Very nice.
Yes, that's my business page.
And people can send you messages and give you a call.
Instagram, I'm on Instagram as well. Chris Gosnell, at Chris Gosnell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Mad Marketing Show.
A pleasure,
and
Alec.
talking about imagery and video in marketing. We really enjoyed having your insights and really enjoyed having you on the show today.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning into the Mad Marketing Show. You can find us here on Facebook if you've been watching our live feed. We come off of the IB Network. Visit the IB Network page and like that page and follow us there. You can also find us on TuneIn Radio and SoundCloud by searching for the Mad Marketing Show. And be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning into the Mad Marketing Show. Have a mad, mad day.